'Cause I got $30,000 in credit card debt. When they call, I tell them I can't pay back yet. Credit card debt. Tomorrow, I might buy myself a dining room set or this Boba Fett. Credit card debt. Credit card debt. Credit card debt.
I'm Wembley Toast, if you've already known. If you've been sticking around, we have the real life Lois and Peter Griffin. Can you give a round of applause for them, please? We appreciate you being here and having us. Thank you so much. As well as if anybody has questions, feel free to line up if you'd like to. But other than that, how have you enjoyed your place here so far?
Oh, this is great. We're having a great time. This is my personal second time in Texas. I was here last year for Bonsai Con, a different anime con. And that was a lot of fun, so I was excited to be able to come back to Texas. But this time I was really excited because I was able to bring my cartoon wife to real life, Lois Griffin.
Round of applause, everybody!
Thank you for having us. It's exciting to be here. Everything's bigger in Texas, right?
Unfortunately.
So coming about and playing these characters, I mean, at what point in your life did you finally see it happening for both of you?
I feel like I've told this story a million times, but here's a million and one. I started cosplaying in 2012 at New York Comic Con, which is held at the Jacob Javits Center in New York City. And we ended up just dressing up like characters and stuff. I wasn't even Peter Griffin. I was dressed like Western Ghost Rider, and my head couldn't have been hotter if it was actually on fire. I ended up getting heat stroke at the con. But I got a kick out of taking pictures with people and posing and all that kind of stuff. So I almost didn't go to Comic-Con the second day, but I was like, you know what, let me try to find something a little more comfortable. And, you know, I found the magic formula in my closet. I showed up at the con and I started doing a voice. And then bit by bit, over time, it started going more and more viral on the internet. And then I ended up making my own YouTube channel, and I have all the social medias, and the TikToks, and all the things the kids are into. And here I am, almost 11 years later, still doing this.
And that's the bird of the word.
Yeah, we actually met on a cartoon shit posting forum, I guess. You know, it was always my dream to be a cartoonist. But then I was like realizing being a cartoonist and an artist, you spend a lot of time alone. So I decided I wanted to be a cartoon. And I met this young man on the cartoon post. And I was about to do my first Lois cosplay. I realized that he was doing the PETA. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it for the photo shoot. But 3 months later, we ended up being neighbors and started creating content almost regularly after that.
And it's pretty natural, you know, we got a good cadence there, and, you know, we have fun with it, and we get to travel and see all you bright faces in different places, and it's fun.
Yeah, and speaking of cadences, before I decided to be a human cartoon, I was in the military, and they didn't appreciate comedians in the Army, so, you know, and working with a professional comedian makes it a lot easier, and we just feed off of each other's shenanigans, and we have great chemistry, and it's been an honor to play Lois, because her fan base is nuts, and it was a lot to live up to, because I'm not as good as Peter is with the one voice, but I mean, I really had to stick to my guns, and I gotta commit to it, and it's really nasally, you gotta put it out there, I had to get a new weave, you gotta improve your job,
And that's what we love, the fact that you take pride in it and you enjoy doing these things. So who are the people behind Peter and Lois, personally?
I mean, you know, we're best friends, and we get to travel and stuff. We have a real life Meg that floats around sometimes, unfortunately. We have our little amalgam of Stewie and Brian here. We figured it was an anime convention, so we'd kind of do a little Full Metal Alchemist action and combine a child and a dog. And, you know, here we are.
Yeah, well, to answer... That's right. Well, to answer his question, his name is Rob Franzese.
But yeah, I'm Rob Franzese. This is the real voice of the real life Peter Griffin. I come from Long Island, New York. You know, the New York accent comes out after a while. Would you like to buy a vowel? You know, I'm an Italian American from New York. You know, you never expect that to become the real life Peter Griffin, but I never expected it either. Like I said, I just cosplayed as a character at a convention, and you know, really, it picked up so momentum random that I never expected it. You know, I was kind of like one of those fall through the cracks kind of, you know, introverted kind of guys, and, you know, I kept to myself. And, and thank you. Yes, introverts. Clap for the introverts.
She's my favorite.
But, you know, nobody was more surprised about this whole thing than me, and it took me a long time to realize just how much it meant to people that, you know, what I do with the videos that I make, and I get messages all the time telling me that, like, you know, I was having a rough day and I watched one of your videos and it really changed my day, and that's honestly why I continue to do it. You know, I mean, the traveling and, you know, sometimes the pay is great, don't get me wrong, but the fact that I'm able to spread a little sunshine in this world and kind of empath off some of that joy is what keeps me going.
Yeah, it's really sweet. Like he was saying about being an empath, like being an introvert and an extrovert, it's really nice to be somebody else sometimes. I'm absolutely an extrovert, but being an empath, you get to really absorb the joy that you bring. And in a world that's, you know, kind of dark these days, especially with the pandemic and everything, just being able to bring that light back into the world through real life cartooning is just a dream come true, and it's truly an honor.
Well, we all definitely enjoyed it, especially with Reborn having you back, and all the other clips that we've seen throughout, and hopefully anybody here has been keeping up as well. So that's great. I mean, that's great that you guys took it, the cartoon, and incorporated it into your real life. And like you said, I can definitely hear the accent.
Oh yeah, it's way better playing like a 50-something-year-old mother than like a 16-year-old animated high school kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because then at that point your voice has to tell.
We grow into the role over time. I certainly did.
Just more of you to love, Peter.
That's it. Like cancer, I grow on you, you know.
And so, apparently you seem to be Family Guy fans as well. You've really enjoyed the show, and I'm assuming because of its dark humor and...
oh yeah, I love it's my favorite flavor of humor.
You know, witty comebacks and then all these great punchlines.
Yeah, it's absolutely an adult show.
Yes.
Like there are cartoons, and everyone assumes that cartoons are, you know, for kids, but that's absolutely a cartoon for adults.
Yes.
And it's nice to be an adult playing an adult, but it can get confusing when you work conventions like this where the kids are all around and you're just like, wow, Lois has actually done a adult movie and I have not. So it's like, let's keep real with the character. She's a little more wild than me. I mean, I wish I was a Peter Schmidt for sure.
I wish it was a Peter Schmidt too.
Oh, Peter.
But yeah, you know, I became a Family Guy fan back when I was in high school. You know, I think it was already canceled for the first time, and I think there was only 2 seasons out at the time. And one of my buddies in high school had the DVDs and would lend me a disc at a time. And I immediately fell in love with the show because I was a big Simpsons fan before I found out about Family Guy, so it was a natural transition. And then I became a bigger Family Guy fan than The Simpsons, and I never dreamed I'd become Peter Griffin. I mean, yeah, I'm a fat white guy, but you know, there's a lot of those in America.
Yeah, it was amazing when I first started cosplaying with Peter, Robert. We went to the, you know, where the celebrities are, and Phil Lamar was, he does a lot of voice acting for Futurama and Family Guy, big time, and he's friends with Alex Borstein, the actual voice actor of Lois Griffin. And so, like, he comes up to me, he's like, oh, I gotta take a picture of you for my friend Alex. And in my head, I'm thinking, all right, another picture for another dude, all right. And it's because I had Joey with me, who's a Yorkie. And it turns out Alex Borstein has Yorkies. So I totally, like, blew him off. And he just sent a picture of me to the voice actor that I'm pretending to be. And I was just like...
And long story short, now she knows who Alex Borstein is.
Yeah, and I'm buddies with Phil Lamar now, because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, Phil's the man. If you ever got to meet him, he's a really nice guy.
He's absolutely amazing.
We all have our moments. And as for the little pup, how did you come about to having him as a part of the family?
So yeah, his name is Joey. He's the real life Lois's pepperoni, but he has 2 Christmases. We share him. But he's a good boy, and he's 13 years old, teacup Yorkie. And she likes to call him a New Yorkie because we're from New York. And he's great with the cosplay and stuff, and he has a neat little trick with Batman doll.
Oh, yeah, he's dating Batman.
He's a show dog for sure. I mean, he's got more Instagram followers than most people, so.
Yeah, he blocked me.
He's living it up.
But he was born for the spotlight. He loves the attention, and he's a good boy. I mean, I've never met a pet that he's like having a pet on easy mode. Really, like he's just good as gold, and you know, he doesn't poop that much. So.
He seems very, very calm. I mean, then again, for 13.
I mean, I'm a living pillow, so I understand. You know?
That
Rest on my titties, Joey. There it is.
Yeah, he's named after my great uncle who worked for Al Capone in Chicago, Joey Doves.
Oh man. So as for like personal hobbies besides being Lois and Peter, is there anything else you guys enjoy doing on the side?
Oh yeah, I'm not a one-show pony like this guy. I do all kinds of different characters. My regular job in New York is a producer. I do a lot of horror, comedy, and smut. It's kind of my lane. I do anything from comedy, singing, dancing. That's what made me be a producer, because you have to be a jack of all trades in order to communicate with all the artists that work in the industry.
And besides doing these conventions, I do the YouTube series. I have the Grinds My Gears. I get the, like I said, all the social media, like the TikTok and the Instagram, and feed the machine kind of.
And he actually does like 66 cartoon voices. All right, do Roger Rabbit.
Please, Eddie.
Oh yeah, I've been doing voices.
The more you know. That was amazing.
You really
Roger
know.
Rabbit is like one of my favorite
I
movies.
knew I should have taken that left lane at Albuquerque.
I'm telling you, I keep bugging him. I'm like, yo, you're not a one-show pony. You got to get on these other characters.
Definitely.
Lemon season, duck season, fire. You're despicable.
Man, give him a round of applause. That was amazing.
Attaboy. All right, there you go, Peter.
But yeah, I'm a classic weeb too, above and beyond the cosplay thing. I'm a big anime fan. My number one is One Piece. Number two is Dragon Ball Z. Number three, Demon Slayer. Close number four would be Cowboy Bebop, which I'm very excited that Steve Bloom's here, and I feel like inadequate because we're following up after Spike Spiegel himself. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah,
Can we go first? What the hell?
I definitely don't deserve this. Which one did he sit on? He sat over there. Okay, that's better.
Now I feel bad for farting.
Yeah, I hear he holds the Guinness Book of World Records for cartoon voices. Is that true?
He does, yeah. He has the Guinness World Record for most voice acting gigs ever.
Well, there you go. The more
You
you know,
have him
people
here at the
have
show.
no
So
idea.
RGB Super Anime Fest, where you can see the most successful voice actor in the least,
So put a little sponge on your spunk.
But yeah, it's been a wild ride, I've got to see places that I've never been to. In the last, I want to say, year and change, I've gotten to go to Texas twice. I've gotten to go to Kansas, Minnesota. I mean, it's crazy the places that this has taken me. And it's even crazier the places that I get recognized, even when I'm not in costume. Like, I went to a small convention on Long Island where I live. And I didn't even cosplay, and people were losing their minds. I'm like, that's when you know.
Yeah, but you live there.
I do. But they
Everybody knows everybody.
like the most random of places. I mean, train stations, the supermarket, at the mall, like literally anywhere I get recognized.
I mean, he's really hard to miss, though. I mean,
It
come on.
is. It's like a Yeti sighting. Look at this guy over here with the family.
Well, along with Family Guy, I mean, cartoon portraying, not the ideal family, funny family for sure. So I'm sure you've even done maybe some studying of, as you've enjoyed the series of Family Guy and everything. I mean, have you ever had to break down, and in the beginning of it all, did you have to ever break down the character and try everything? Did you have trouble with your voice? Anything like that at one point of your time?
I probably had more trouble with the voice. Yeah, he's really super talented at voice acting. because he has a good ear and he can like mimic it like a parrot. But like it did take a long time for me to like get the voice right and really like get the nasal up and then like to commit to it, and then like they're looking at you and I'm like, are they hearing me though? And it's like, it was very intimidating, and to live up to the legend of Lois and Family Guy and the fans of Family Guy, it was intense. So like, but he's been a great supporter, and I mean, he's just a guy without a family, so it's been really nice.
And as far as like it wasn't so much the voice that I had to work on as the content, because I wasn't, born knowing all the songs or all the references, and I would find like in the early days when I was doing Peter, people reference stuff that I hadn't seen the episode for, so I'd have to like go in and do the research and kind of bullshit my way in each situation like I do with everything in life.
That is a thing.
I know all the songs and like Shapoopy and all that stuff. People eat it up. But the Surfing Bird was actually something that I was actually a fan of before I was even a Family Guy fan. And that's really one of the funniest things about Peter Griffin and Family Guy is that like some of the stuff he does on the show is stuff that I was doing before I even watched the show, and I've been living the Family Guy. Like for instance, when Peter goes into the Italian deli and he's like, "Bobbity boobity beepity bobbity, bobbity boobity beepity bobbity." And when I was a little kid, we had a next door neighbor from Italy, and I thought he was speaking gibberish. So I used to go, blah, 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 and I thought I was speaking Italian to the guy. So it's like just funny little coincidences like that in my real life that carried over into Family Guy, and it's ridiculous.
It's absolutely diabolical.
Yeah, at that point, it's just like destiny. At that point, I mean, that you believe in that, but that's amazing either way. And as for... So like even then involving hobbies and stuff like that, you fish, you play games also? You do
Video games, big time.
Okay,
Yeah,
I knew I'd catch you on one of those.
I've been playing video games since, in Christmas of '89 we got the original Nintendo, but my family has been, we had the Atari, the Intellivision, the Apple IIc. I grew up with all that stuff, so I have like the OG systems, and then I've carried that well into my adulthood. The PS5, the PC, I play it all. And like people that have the big wars, like Xbox, PlayStation, this and that, I'm like, why not both? Like that taco commercial, Like, why don't we have both? ¿Por qué no los dos? But I like to broaden my horizons, and I watch anime, I play video games. I do like to go fishing on occasion. My dad's a big fishing fan and stuff. When I was in high school, I played football, so I like watching football sometimes.
Yeah, we were actually, we both played football in middle school. I'm a big tomboy, and we were the same number too, find out later.
Yeah, we both played number 78. Yeah. Crazy.
It was pretty wild, and we do make a good team though. Like he gets the directing part right, because he gets the accuracy, because he's big on accuracy, and I'm a producer. I make stuff happen. I get it done. Like, let's keep going. Let's do the thing. And with our powers combined, we're able to bring you guys, fresh new content and bring the Family Guy show to real life.
An example of that really was like one of the most recent videos that we made. I'm going to be posting it to YouTube soon, where we recreated the scene where Lois was cleaning the shoes with the hose, and she was turning Joe on and fixing his marriage with her seduction. And the scene where she's actually cleaning the shoes, we ended up shooting one for one.
I think I'm cleaning diarrhea. I think I'm cleaning diarrhea. I really think so.
I have this whole song stuck in my head now because I've read it so many times. Oh my God!
Yeah,
but and that's the fun part. It's like bringing cartoons to life and like seeing what we can, bring to reality. And I've made a few of the music videos and stuff. We did the "Poop in Strange Places" song, and I think the next one I want to do is the "Butter on a Pop-Tart" song. I think people will flip out for that. Shapoopy's going to be a little bit more of a challenge because that's a whole musical number, but I think "Butter on a Pop-Tart's going to be the next one.
We'll definitely be looking.
And not for nothing, when we started, like for me, I wanted to always be like original and create something new and like whatever. And like it was actually working against me in the fact that the show's already there. Just that's what the fans want. That's what the people want. I wanted to be true to myself and my art and do it my way, which I still do. But like, when I was like, why am I kicking myself in the butt when I could just like do the thing? And I just will watch the episode, plug it in, and I do the thing, and it worked out a lot better. And it actually took a lot of stress off of me, just to like all the pressure to be original and to come up with new ideas and be fresh. Ah, no, I already got like 21 seasons. I'll just go back to that. Go on Fox. It'll be over. Roll credits.
Roll them. And one of the craziest things is that they ended up mentioning me on an episode of Family Guy,
Oh,
which
they
was
did?
like the ultimate satisfaction. It's like, shit, when you become so noisy, they can't ignore you anymore, and they have to say something. And that was season 17, episode 16, Behind the Booth. It's kind of like a parody of how they do the voiceovers on a DVD commentary or something like that. And Peter thinks that Lois is going to leave him. And Seth MacFarlane tells him that, he doesn't have to worry about any of that because none of them are real. They're cartoons voiced by himself, Alex Borstein, Mila Kunis, and Seth Green. It's like, wait, if I'm not real, then why does a fat nerd pretend to be me at every Comic-Con? He's like, don't mention him, we'll only encourage him.
Yeah. Robert's probably been tagged like Seth MacFarlane so many times. Fox Seth MacFarlane.
He probably hates me now.
I was gonna say at this point,
Yeah, he probably just
want to know.
cringes. He's like,
He's like, can't he just die of a stroke already, damn it? Stroke. Stop mocking me!
And Lois, so you said you're a producer. How did that career path come about?
like I said, after the army and they didn't appreciate comedians, I was like, what do I really want to do? Like, what is my dream? And I've always wanted to be an artist and a creator and an actor, comedian. And so I was like, forget it. And I just like left the military honorably. And I packed my stuff and I moved to New York City, and I've been doing this for 13 years. And like I said, I'm not to suck my own dick, but but I'm super talented. So like when I was doing all the different kind of arts, like the first thing I did was in a girl group, and the next thing I did was a burlesque thing, and then a couple horror movies, and now cosplay. And at the end of the day, I had all these different photography, painting. I had all these different lanes of media, not a master of none. That I was able to communicate with all, like I said, that there are different varieties of creators that it takes to make a production happen. That it just happened that way, and it's been awesome. The amount of the creative people I've been able to work with in New York and to travel with, and all the cons and all the fans and all y'all's costumes and the energy you guys give me. This is my dream job, and it's been hard, because. My dreams are a nightmare sometimes, but I don't regret not giving it a try. And I wouldn't go back. I want to keep trying and keep doing it and being true to myself and what I really wanted to do. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be a cog in the machine and then your whole life is gone and you don't even have enough money to retire. At least try.
And that's the amazing advice too, that you guys keep pushing through it all, no matter the ups and downs. And like you said, you're starting to live the dream you thought of, that's free and doing what you like. And I'm sure everybody here as fans can aspire to do certain things like that. As well as, say, childhoods. How were childhoods growing up? I mean, don't want to get too personal, but I figured I would like to get to know you guys.
I actually was raised in New Mexico. It's like right over there. Where are we? That way? Not that way. But yeah, I was raised in Espanola, New Mexico. I had it kind of rough. I was raised in the projects, and then I was in foster care for many years. And I actually ended up with a Japanese family adopted me, and that was nuts. Because I'm in my teens, almost aged out of foster care system, and to have Mama June adopt me, and they didn't even watch anime. I was like, what?
Disappointing.
I was like, how do you find a Japanese family in New Mexico when you're just this big weeb? And I just have found that no matter how dark of the experiences I've had in my life that is sad, or the things that I've had to overcome, the brightness is just it's just like overwhelming.
It's
like
outside.
I can't make this stuff up. I'm just like blown away. Like it can be super extremely sad, but it's balanced in whatever chaotic world it is. It's absolutely balanced.
It's brought you harmony.
But I appreciate all the things that I have, and like he's been very lucky to have the family that he has. I've met both his mom, rest may she rest, and his dad is amazing. He's had plenty of things, and it's really nice to share two different lives. Like how can I say this politely? When you had too much and too little, but also found a way to, again, be balanced. And it was a very beautiful thing, and it's a great partnership. He's one of my best friends in the world, and we do a lot of these things to honor his mom, too. So.
Yeah, we lost my mom back in 2021, but she loved everything that I did with the cosplay and stuff, and she was super, super supportive, and so was my dad. And my ultimate goal has always been to become a voice actor in animation, and that's still the dream, and I still keep that alive. And granted, I could have done more in my career to try to drive towards that, but who doesn't? Not everybody's living on 100% all the time, and depression is a real thing, and creator block is a real thing, and I haven't posted as much on my YouTube because I've been going through stuff personally, and I'm finally coming out of it, and I'm starting to create again and find that spark and that joy. And it's great to come to these shows and pick the minds of the people that work in the industry that I'd love to one day. And honestly, with every person that I meet, it makes me want to do it more, because you find what wonderful people work in the voice acting field and how they're all like a big family, and like it's not like as cutthroat as Hollywood, where it's like, oh well, Ben Affleck got the job, so now I'm out of work. It's more like, I don't think I'm the right guy for the job, but I know somebody who is, and they'll do that kind of thing. And it's a rare thing to see in any kind of entertainment. And I always, found joy in bringing the cartoons to life, and the joy that brings people. Even little kids love when I do like the SpongeBob voices and stuff. And it's always been fun to me to play around with those characters and kind of step out of my own shoes. And that's where the cosplay really came into play too, because everybody's got their own demons, and I felt that like stepping out of my own shoes was kind of cathartic for me at that time in my life, where it's like I get to not be me, and then like. Of course, the first time I'm like really not me, I go viral and I become famous. I'm like, great, really, I'm worthless. But I love going to these things, like I said, and they really have changed my life in a very, very positive way, and in a very complete way, because I'm not the same person I was in 2012.
Nobody wants Robert, they want Peter.
That's true. I created a monster because nobody wants to see Robert no more. They want Peter of chopped liver.
Down with Robert.
No, I mean, most comedians suffer with mental illness, like depression and stuff, and they really just want to bring that light out. You know what I mean? We've gotten better at the self-deprecation jokes, just because that's not good for your mental health, but the fact that we want to bring joy and comedy and laughter and that fun energy, that's the light we want to bring to the world, so that's what we do.
And I see that. And I see that as a real big thing between you guys, because like you said, the resonance, the chemistry between you both works very well. Every walk by that I've passed by you guys and said hi and everything, it's been very great. I mean, you guys are, even introvert as you are, you're still pretty open. I mean...
You give them the old razzle dazzle, a little surfing bird, a little shut up Meg, and they love it,
Now, I heard you say you could do a SpongeBob voice?
Hey, Patrick, are you angry too?
Yeah.
What's the matter?
I can't see my forehead.
A round of applause, everybody. That was
How many voices do you think I think it's like 66 or more, right?
So I have videos on YouTube up to 75 voices, and I had another list of 25 that I never recorded. So I know I can do over 100 voices. I just, I can't rapid fire them off the top of my head right
Can you
now.
even count to 100, Peter?
Maybe not. Maybe that's why I didn't post 100, because I kind of got lost after 75.
That's why we have 2 kids.
It was a new high score, and I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. That's why I don't know how much I weigh. I can't read the scale.
The highest score. After this.
Is get off a weight. I don't.
It's a heavy burden being Peter.
So the concrete jungle that is New York. You moved there and you lived in Jersey, you said?
No, Long Island.
Long Island.
Long Island, New York. So, figure if I hop, there's a Long Island railroad system, and if I hop on the train towards the city, it'll take an hour from where I live. Train ride.
See, again,
So
he lives in
I'm
the
not
soft
far.
neighborhood.
I'm far enough where I don't have to
So
deal
you're
with
not
the city.
even
but
in New York.
Yeah, see, I live in the Bronx.
I'm sorry. Well, it's better than Staten Island.
Yeah, that's the worst island, and I've been to Rikers Island, and that's a prison.
Nobody wants to live in Staten Island.
Pete Davidson is there. So dang, so you've you grew up in that area and everything, and you had moved there, and you seem to find your way, not get trapped as much, keep moving and pushing, because like they say, I mean, it's a city that moves and moves and moves, and I can see somebody barely moving there being a big issue.
I mean, it's a rough town. It's super expensive, and I mean, I'm constantly working. But I love New York because like I am eccentric and I wear crazy costumes all the time, and nobody gives it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that you're dressed all crazy. I just wear blue hair and I go to the grocery store in like Virginia or like Salt Lake City. They're like, what is this, Halloween? And I'm like, no, just sell me my beer, let's go. Like it's not a costume. Like they're like, what's this about? And I'm like, Lincoln
It's a way of
Park.
life.
Yeah, no, they let you just express yourself, but then they're also super kind. Like they're not gonna let somebody just be messed with or bullied. They'll say something, you know what I mean? The big slogan is if you see something, say something. But New York is, and the multicultural, like all our friends hang out in the one place, Korean friends, like everybody just hanging out in one spot. I love that.
That's amazing, and I can see that also being New York. I mean, it's an open trade for practically everybody there. Anybody that comes over that lives here in the United States or anything like that. That's really
that's
a
the
great
dream.
place. Yeah, it's a place where dreams can start, along with I guess LA. That's
Yeah, because I remember when I was like sitting, making the decision to come to New York, and I just like, I had asked myself like, what does Mandy want? And I was like, and the first thought that came in my head, live from New York, it's Saturday night. And I was just like, let's go. I sold my motorcycle and I went. I've been there since.
Oh, we're almost there. We're Saturday evening live right now.
Oh yeah, like every evening.
we're almost there. We're about to make it.
Almost only counted horseshoes and hand grenades, Lois.
Now, music. Do you guys have specific genres you like listening to, or?
I mean, all over the place. You know, it depends on the mood. I mean, my favorite band is Pink Floyd, but like, I can also stand for some, maybe some old school like Johnny Cash and stuff like that. I'm into like the old outlaw country, but then I don't like modern country. I like a lot of the classic rock and that kind of stuff. I'll put on some Beatles once in a blue moon, which is good. It's all over the place.
The
I have everything from
whitest
Biggie
playlist
Smalls
ever.
to Elvis Presley. You know what I mean? It's the 90s hip hop, all that good stuff. It's eclectic.
Well, then again, being that you were an hour away from where all those big songs blew up, especially Biggie himself.
I think he needs a bigger belt buckle.
Yeah, it's getting swallowed in there now. It's
like belly button lit by this point.
And how about yourself, Lois?
I like hip hop, Cardi B, Tupac. Me and Tupac got the same birthday, and him and Snoop Dogg have the same birthday. So that's pretty fun.
ironic.
Yep.
Judas Priest, if I have to do rock. You know, I like rock, you know.
Okay.
Oh, Metallica action there.
Metallica, yeah.
Start
Pink Floyd,
playing the
but he
air
ruined it
guitar.
for me.
Start playing the air guitar, shredding a little bit in your own car and everything. All right, I can see
The only thing is I shred is my pants when I bend over. That's about it.
I got really good at sewing though because of that.
Do we have any questions from the audience would you like to come up? Please come up here so we can get some questions going for them.
Yeah. Audience questions.
Okay, I have a good question.
What's your name?
Oh, it's Jason.
Hi.
All right, I have two questions. Do any of you guys know Seth MacFarlane in personal?
No. The only interaction I ever had, well, at least the closest they did, was when I first started dressing as Peter Griffin. I didn't know if I was going to get sued because I didn't know anything about parody laws. So I reached out through IMDb. I found his contact information. And I reached out to Fuzzy Door Productions, which is his production company. And I ended up getting on the phone with this nice young lady, and she said that they loved everything that I was doing, and that I actually came up in a table read the possibility of doing a live action episode. But this was almost 10 years ago now, so I don't think that's going to happen, and I think it ended up becoming the reference on the episode.
Yeah, the closest thing I ever got to my voice actor was a picture of me and Joey in her phone sent from Phil Lamar. So.
All right, one last question. I noticed you've been drinking a lot. At the Bonsai Con, I saw you drink a lot and you wrestled.
I did drink a lot of Bonsai Con. That was a lot of fun. I really turned up for that con because I didn't have to drive, and Lois wasn't here to check me. So
did you get a bad hangover afterwards? Because I was.
So the wrestling show I was invited to, and I was excited because I've been a wrestling fan since I was a little kid. I always loved Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, and a lot of those guys, and. They asked if I would participate in the show, and it's like with show business, you have to learn to improvise with the hits. So originally we were supposed to fight in the ring. The ring broke two rounds before I was supposed to go on, which I was thankful it wasn't my fat ass that broke the ring. And then I was supposed to fight a chicken, but the chicken suit never showed up. So I ended up having to fight a regular dude. And I kind of explained like the move that I wanted to do. It's kind of like my finisher move. It's the Dominator, which was made popular by Farouk. And they weren't sure that I could do the move, and I kind of like did a dry run backstage, showed them. I was like, yeah, I could look this guy over my shoulders. And we did it for the show, and people lost their minds. I was all over the wrestling social media pages. I hit this guy with a Dominator.
Yeah, I was in the background and people were sharing it, and people asked me, was that me? I'm like, yes.
And fun fact for people who don't know, that's not the first time I wrestled. The very first time I ever wrestled, she was actually involved too. In 2018, I threw my own convention called Another Freakin' Con, and it was located in Queens, New York. And we put on a live chicken fight on stage, and my stupid ass didn't have knee pads either, so my knees were purple for 2 weeks after that.
Yeah, no, I was carrying cookies up to the stage after PETA had gotten into a little fight, and the chicken came and slipped the cookies right out of my plate, and I just got the tray and I beat the crap out of him. It was great.
She did, and it was a lot of. We had a lot of fun with that. We choreographed the whole thing. My buddy CJ, who was a professional wrestler, was the chicken for that fight. I put him through a garbage can and a table. We had a lightsaber fight with Jedi and Sith in the background and the lights, and we had a lot of fun putting on that production, and it was a dream come true because my buddy CJ and I had talked years and years about doing a wrestling match together, and that was the closest we got to really making that a reality. And who knows? Maybe in the future we'll have another official chicken fight.
Maybe at the Drunken Clam.
Yeah, let's go down to the clam. I have to put like a patch.
Thank you for your question. Thank you for the support.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name?
My name is Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Okay, so I have a question for both of you. So I know that you guys have been cosplaying for a while, and until sorry, I have bad social anxiety. Okay. Do you guys ever get any like hateful comments about like, oh, like grow up, you can't go, or you can't be in this, like, and what are your thoughts on that, and what are your thoughts to people, or like advice to people that say like, hey, like,
all right, so I've been canceled a lot. And my advice to people to deal with trolls, block and delete, because it's your forum, it's your platform. You have control over what goes on there, and if they're here to talk crap about you, they don't need your content. And more often than not, most haters are just fans that are too afraid to be their authentic selves, and they're just taking it out on you, who's actually putting themselves out there. So my advice is just block and delete. And what's funny is that when I do that, they'll even try to find me again. I'm like, I thought you said I sucked. I thought you said, what? I ain't your lowest, bye. And they go and look for you anyways. So save your own peace. You don't need to have a bunch of followers if you know that you're doing it for yourself. And don't give them a voice. Don't give them your energy. Because in our world, I'll see 15 comments of, I love you, you're great. I blow right past them. You suck. Hey, well, you suck, your mother. You know what I mean? Like, no. Block, delete, move on.
And I honestly, with entertainment, if you're not haters, then you haven't really made it yet. You know, if you put yourself out there, there's going to be people that are going to try to dull your shine because they can't shine themselves. And it's a projection of their own insecurities on you, and you got to take it not personally.
But never give up. If you have a dream, if you have something you want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I have like very few rules. Don't fuck pets. Don't fuck the kids. Don't fuck the planet. Don't fuck up someone else's experience. Do you? Okay?
Very simple. And you know, it's like Tom on Tsunami said, you fall down 7 times, you get up 8. And it's important to keep that in mind because you know, sometimes it can weigh you down, and it's like she said, you know, you can receive all the positive accolades in the world, and then you get that one shitty comment, and that's the one that you're reacting to. And you have to think about that too. It's like you gotta think about where you're putting your energy.
Yeah, because hurt people, and if you think about that they're trying to hurt you, be like, who hurt you, and then move on. But hurt people just want other people to feel pain too, and that's where it needs to stop. For me personally.
You know, it honestly comes from a place of wanting to be seen. You know, because they can't express themselves in the way that they want to or can, and you know, just if you're a content creator or anything that you do in life, stick with it. If it makes you happy and it's your passion, don't let anybody dull your shine.
All right, thank you. Thank you for the comment. I mean, the question. Thank you.
Testing, dude.
Mr. Paul himself.
No, actually, I'm Ryan Reynolds. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to make a donation, like to make a Deadpool 2024. No, sorry, Deadpool.
Well, it's better than our other options.
But yes, yeah, I'm having trouble with that. So I have actually 2 requests, 1 question. Which one would you like first?
Let's go with the question.
Okay, I'll do the request. May I go to the stage so I can give a little gift to little Joey?
I think so.
You got a question for Joey?
Yeah, question.
No, actually, I have a request. I have a gift for Joey.
A gift?
A gift for Joey?
Yeah.
Is it Batman? He loves Batman.
No, it's something else. Would you like to actually see the surprise? Don't worry.
Is it a trick question?
Don't worry, there's actually a sniper over there. Oh, and then we got these 2 guys with blades. I'm assuming they can actually tore my head off, but I'll get you regenerated, but may I do that?
I mean, it's up to the host over there. He's managing the stage. We're just the starfishes.
What's that? What's that, Joey? What's that? You gonna get it?
That's right, it's Dino Reno. It's part of my company. And like I said, I'm trying to make Deadpool 4 make it true, so I'll need your donations. Excellent. All right, so for my question, Oli. Oh, yeah. Nice.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Getting upstaged by Squeaky Dinosaur over here.
Excellent.
So we love each other.
My main question is, actually let's go with the request. Can you actually explain me why I shouldn't make any investments on NFTs?
NFTs? I thought we were over that. Are they still doing that? That was like trending
They
like
still
5
make
years ago.
NFTs? I thought that failed like Bitcoin.
Okay, no, that explains a
NFTs.
lot.
I used to think that stood for non-effable titties.
You have the best. Yes. Yeah, no, I don't know much about that, no.
Okay, well actually I was trying to see if you can make like a small monologue of why I shouldn't actually invest in NFTs, but I like that a lot.
I thought it was like a money laundering scheme.
It was.
Right?
It still is.
Right, we're Italians, we know this.
Boppity boops.
And for my question, oh damn it, I just forgot. Yeah, actually for my question, do you think she loves me?
Of course. You and the unicorn. It exists.
Amen for that. Thank you.
Pee pee poo poo.
Thank you for your questions, Deadpool. Ryan?
So with everybody and their great questions that they had to ask, any last piece of information, advice, or saying that you want to leave us off with?
You want to do the song?
Yeah, let's do the song. You start us off, Lois.
All right. You ready? It seems today that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV.
But where were those good old-fashioned values on which we used to rely? Lucky there's a family guy. Lucky there's a man who positively can do all the things that make us laugh and cry. He's a family guy.
Everybody give a round of applause. Thank you so much, Lois and Peter Griffin.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Are we done? Can we go?
Scorpio cameo.
Thank you.